Hey folks, welcome. I'm Jim Montgomery, the governance practice lead with TriVir, an OpenText partner specializing in boutique consulting, advisory, and implementation services. Today, in the world of identity governance and administration, we'll talk about performing reviews in IG. This is how an end user would proceed through an access review and make decisions on what to keep and what to remove. Let's get started and look at the business goal. Most security frameworks stipulate that an organization must examine and review access granted to their systems periodically. This may include looking at specific accounts, but it may also include reviewing permissions granted to those accounts. The goal of an access review in IG is to present authorized reviewers all the information necessary to make access decisions on if people should keep their access or if it should be removed. There are a few functions or roles to perform when it comes to reviews. Authorized reviewers are responsible for making those decisions to keep or remove access from identities or from users. A review owner is responsible to confirm all reviewers have finished their work and then finally approves the review, or they might terminate it or cancel it if some problem came up. And of course, IG administrators or review administrators configure the review options and kick off or schedule the process. Let's take a look at how you would implement this. Once you have collected identities and at least one application in IG, you're ready to perform a review. There are several types. Most reviews are about a relationship between permissions, accounts, and identities. The reviewer is deciding if that relationship should continue. You can review accounts and their access in an app. You can review identities that share an attribute, such as all in the same department. You can review specific permissions or a group of permissions like domain admins. You can even review other IG objects like business roles. Let's take a look at an example of how you might use this. As an IG administrator, I have a user access review definition here. We are reviewing AD access and all review items that are going to be decided by a certain user. It is ready to go. And so I'm going to start the review process and then log in as the reviewer. All right, as a reviewer, when I log in, I see I have one non-completed review item to finish. And I can see I have 11 items in this review. So if I click on this link, I'm presented with my review items. There's a few things that are happening on the screen. First of all, I can group these review items by the user who's been granted access. I can group it by the permission. I have a lot of options depending on how I want my workflow to go. This is very helpful when reviews get very large. I can download all these to a CSV file if I wanted to look at it in that way, but I don't need to because this interface is doing everything I need. Based on the review item and the user who's getting access, I can choose to either keep or remove this access. Once I make a choice, I'll have to submit. I can do it either per line or I can submit all of them all at once. I can also select multiple choices or multiple review items and make a choice to either keep or remove them. I can change the reviewer. If I'm not the right person who's supposed to be reviewing this, I can assign it to somebody else. Also, I can change the number of columns that I'm viewing. If there's other data that I need to make a choice here, I've got some options. Maybe I want to know or ensure what application this is coming from. Maybe I want to see the account. And your administrator, the IG administrator, can extend this set of columns that are available to a viewer. You can set a default view as well for all reviewers. But now I can see these all come from my Active Directory, and I can see which account is involved with this specific permission. This is helpful if you manage a lot of service accounts or workload accounts. I'm going to finish up making some choices here. I'm going to choose to submit all of these. Now I have no review items left. Now I'm going to log in as the review owner. This guy's name is Manny the manager. He's based off a real manager whose name was Manny. Manny, when he looks at the reviews, will notice that there is review owner approval pending. And you can see what I've done. We're going to have to stop there and then reset. I'm going to relog in as my account, who is the owner of this review. It's not actually Manny. As the review owner, I see some different items. I notice that review owner approval is required. And if I click on the review, I can see the status of all the review items. I can see that they're 100% complete. I can see a list of all the reviewers and how many specific items they have and all their specific review items. So I can help nudge the team along if they are taking too long to complete. My main goal as a review owner is to confirm that the work has been completed accurately, and then to click this approve button in the top right. As a review owner, when I click approval, that's when fulfillment starts. We'll talk about fulfillment at a later time. All right, so let's summarize. Helping to perform review of access is the primary feature of the identity governance software. It does this by providing a flexible, robust review interface that makes it easy for reviewers to make choices about access. This work helps to address several common security controls that may be important to your organization. That's all for now. Thanks for joining me. If you have questions, you can post them in the OpenText community forum or reach out to me at jmontgomery@trivir.com. Thanks.